tremendously to be able to do this. All right, third exercise is push up to 90-degree hold. We're just stemming off of all the previous progressions and exercises, but before we get into it, I'm gonna show you the beginner variation progression. We're gonna get into a pushing strength. Well, that's all gonna depend on what exercises you do, or rather, what exercises you don't do. If superhuman strength means being able to easily rep your entire body weight, then you need to develop the ability to push from your waistline, your center of gravity, which is the key point to leverage. If you try lifting from just one end, for example, from your chest line, the opposing end won't be properly supported, making it literally impossible to hold your body horizontally parallel to the ground. Trust me, no amount of bench press will get you there. That's why today, I'm gonna give you a workout using the same exercises I've been using for years to get my pushing strength to this level. This can be done right from home. You don't need any gym access or weights, but to enhance this workout, I'd highly advise you to pick up some dip bars or parallel bars from thenx.com. It's also the most common equipment for calisthenics, so you'll need these anyway. But if you don't have a pair of dip bars or parallel bars right now, you can always use a and for each exercise from today's workout, I'll be giving easier progressions. So whether you're a beginner or advanced, you're gonna be able to benefit and follow along with this routine and start unlocking superhuman pushing strength right away. So if you're ready to get started, all you gotta do is download the Harrier Pro app in the App Store or Google Play. Let's get this workout started with the first exercise, pseudo push-ups. And as I mentioned before, I'm always gonna show an easier progression first. So you can either use this as a warm-up or use this as an exercise to work your way up to the actual movement. So first we're gonna go for incline pseudo push-ups. This is the easier progression, and we're gonna be doing this on an elevated surface, so you can grab 2 chairs. If you have 2 parallel bars, even better. But you wanna get into a push-up position, and from here, you wanna have your hands down by your waistline and be able to come down to the waistline and push right back up. Keep your body in a straight line. You wanna be on your toes. And you definitely don't wanna have your chest sinking like this. You wanna have a nice protraction in your shoulders. Let's go for 8 reps. Make sure that you're coming all the way down to your waistline. You can start off coming here, get a little closer, until you're right there by your waistline. All right, so there's the first beginner progression. Depending on how high the surface is how easier it's gonna be, and the lower it is, the more body weight you're applying to this movement. It's the same thing, except we're doing it flat on the floor, which is gonna add even more body weight. And when I'm doing this for the first time, I like to put my feet against the wall so that I don't move anywhere. I'll be flat down on the ground, just like this. And when you're first getting started, you can just put your hands as low as you can go to be able to push back up. But eventually, you wanna be able to bring your hands lower and lower and push right from here. We're gonna go for 7 reps. One more for good luck. All right, so the goal of this exercise and pretty much all the other exercises we're gonna be working with today is to push from your waistline. And that can happen over time. At first, you can have your hands higher up, but you wanna be able to work your way all the way down. All right, the second exercise we're gonna get into is gonna be 90-degree pumps. And if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, you know I've been doing this exercise for years. But first, we're gonna get into the very first progression, and that's gonna be 90-degree toe taps. So you wanna get down, again, try to hold your body by your waistline, center of gravity. So you wanna come down like this, leaning forward, and then have your arms at a 90-degree. From here, you wanna bring one foot up and then jump and alternate. And over time, you can lean even more forward, jump and alternate, and you'll stay up off the ground even for a second. So let's go for 5 reps. All right, let's go ahead and shake that off. Breathing in through your nose and out your mouth. Now we're gonna go for the 90-degree pumps. And if you notice, some of these exercises, you don't really need to do that many reps, especially if you're doing it for the first time. That means it's gonna require a lot of your strength to perform one. So just a couple reps is gonna get you close to your max. For example, with these 90-degree pumps coming up next. So now we're ready for the actual exercise. You can do this on the ground, or you can use some parallels. I like to use parallels because you have a better grip when you do it. You can actually hold versus your hands are flat on the floor. So you're gonna go into it the same way as the first progression. You come down to your waistline, lean, 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 until your body is up. Then you pump, 5. Now those of you doing this for the first time, 5 might be a lot, so just try to go for 1 your first time, then 2, 3. Stay at 3 for a while for sets until you're comfortable with doing 5. Also, doing all the previous exercises and progressions is gonna help tremendously to be able to do this. All right, third exercise is push up to 90-degree hold. We're just stemming off of all the previous progressions and exercises, but before we get into it, I'm gonna show you the beginner variation progression. We're gonna get into a half lay to a 90-degree hold. So you wanna start at your knees like this, act as if you're gonna do a knee push-up, but this time you're gonna be a little more forward so that when you come down, your hands get to your waistline, bring your knees up, your feet back, and you're gonna hold just like that. Come up and come down. Let's go for 6 reps. 2, 3, 4, nice and controlled. 5, make sure your shoulders don't go too low. 6. All right, it's all about leaning forward. Don't bend your arms too low. If they go past the 90-degree, it's gonna be really hard to maintain this exercise. It's also gonna take a lot longer to get stronger at this. All right, so now we're ready for the actual push-up to 90. It's the same thing, except you're gonna be fully lengthened in a push-up position. So we're gonna get down to the ground. I like to have my thumbs kind of facing forward. For every progression that we use to get into a 90 position with our arms, for our hands at our waistline, we're gonna go forward, forward, forward from here. Lift our legs, push up. Forward, point your toes, lift up. Let's go for 5 more. One more. There you have it. Moving on to the next exercise. All right, moving on to the 4th exercise, but first really quick, I wanna make sure you're all using perfect form for every exercise. You wanna make sure that you're constantly leaning forward and your hips are not drooping too low and your lats are also engaged. And remember, the more you do it, the easier it's gonna feel because the stronger you're gonna get. When you're doing this for the first time and it feels like almost impossible. Stick with the easier progressions, in fact, until they feel very comfortable. Then try 1 or 2 reps of the actual movement and then drop set back down to the easier progressions. Over time, you'll be able to transfer all those reps into the actual your upper back. This is gonna make it tremendously easier to maintain exercise. All right, so we're gonna be going for leaning dips. It's not the average dip. Again, we're leaning to try to get our hands by our waistline while we're depressing, protracting our scapula, engaging our lats, our serratus anterior, our upper back to maintain this position. From here, this is what's gonna hold the majority of your lower body. But before doing any leaning dips, we're gonna start with the first progression. That's gonna be jumping leaning dips. This is gonna be great to also warm up with. We're gonna be using the same exact steps, the same form, except we're gonna be alleviating it with some body weight. So you wanna get into position like this, already engage your shoulders, your lats, everything else. We're gonna come down from this position, jump up, and get into position. We're gonna go for 10. Maintain that position. If this is too difficult, you can always jump. Try to eliminate the jump over time. Let's do 1 more. Now you notice the position that I'm in at the top of every single rep. You wanna do this up down. There you have it, a killer routine to build some insane superhuman pushing strength, the same exercises that I've been using for years to get my pushing strength to the next level. So if you enjoyed this workout, definitely smash the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know how this went, if it was too easy, too hard, what you want the next video to be about. Share this video with a friend that's trying to build some superhuman pushing strength also. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button right now, bell notifications on so that you never miss out on a video. I post every single Tuesday, 11 a.m. USA Eastern Time. And like always, if you enjoyed this workout, you're trying to make an insane body transformation, increase your skills or your strength, all you have to do is download the Harrier Pro app in the App Store or Google Play Store and get full access to all my workout Pro app from the App Store and Google Play Store for free. You'll have me as a personal trainer right in your pocket. So with that said, I'll see you next Tuesday, 11 a.m. USA Eastern Time with a brand new video. But in the meantime, check out this other video that's gonna have you in the best shape of your life.